Hey, good morning,
Good afternoon.
good evening.
Good day.
Welcome to Mike and Sham Unscripted.
Whoop whoop.
Yo,
Hope you guys are having an amazing weekend.
weekend, day, morning, evening, afternoon, all of that.
Yep, all the things. What
Just
are we
gotta
talking
say
about
we
today?
we love you for following us. We see some more subscribers coming in.
Thanks for welcoming us
Yeah,
back
of course.
with open arms.
Yes, we love it. We
Yeah.
definitely love it.
For those of you on YouTube who don't know, this is now a podcast.
Yes.
And if you're someone who loves listening to podcasts, you can tune into us on Spotify.
Hey, good work.
Hey.
Good work. Yeah. We'll leave all the description and everything else, the links and everything down below to our Spotify. We are trying to work with Apple so we can put it on Apple as well, just in case we got some Apple users.
Jeez.
I have not gotten the reset password yet, but also I haven't checked in about a week. So
I mean, that would explain it.
True.
That would explain
So
it.
yeah. So in today's episode 2,
Yep.
it's going to be talking about the bads in some relationship. In some meaning, not everybody have bad times or encounter some bad things, but definitely would like to talk about the deepest, like darkest bad parts, because
Deep and dark.
I feel like everybody has to be aware of what we have to offer and what we have to talk about as far as what we think. Maybe because I'm glad I have a female on the podcast, because obviously you can give me an insight as to why females think the way they think.
I'll try.
So, the first question I'm going to go with is, why do females feel like they need to settle?
I think what I see a lot in relationships are like watching dating shows and stuff like that. It's almost like they feel like if they settle, they want a relationship so bad, and they feel like this is the first guy to like give them, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
Attraction, or
It's not even just the
attention.
like, yeah, the attention, or maybe they do give them like some positive, you know. I'm looking for a word, but I can't think of the word. But like the first person to just kind of make them feel seen, so they feel like, oh, like I can't let this go. Like this is the best I'm ever gonna get. Let's just say the guy tells them they're beautiful. They haven't really had that in their life, or somebody to say I love you first, because a lot of us don't grow up hearing that a lot. So I feel like when they finally hear that from someone, even though there was like a million red flags, they're like, oh, I have to hang on to this thing because this is the first guy in
Sort of
however
like a
amount of
confirmation.
time that gave them that attention.
Okay.
That's what I see a lot. It feels like a pick me situation.
Okay.
Like he picked me and I just have to hold on to that. They don't feel like there's better out there.
I feel like for me, it's more or less like seeing them always having, it's like a repetition thing. So they'll fall in love with one, and they've seen so many red flags. They pass down one, they leave them, and they're like, I don't want to go back to that. But they feel like that is all they know. That's all they like. Their type. That's all they want to be.
Yeah, it turns into a type. It's almost like they get attracted to that toxic.
It's like Marissa on Love is Blind. It's like, in the pods, she told Bondi, I forgot his name.
Yeah,
Bonda.
the one that showed up.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get back with people who are been in the military. But
same thing with that other girl too that was just talking to that immature guy.
Yeah,
Same
Nikki
thing,
D.
they're like, we have a type, and they're trying not to date the same type.
Yeah.
But they always end up kind of falling back into it some way, somehow. And it's like you are ignoring the thing that you know it's a problem, but you're still ignoring it.
Yep.
It's like, how?
Yeah.
That's usually my question. I'm like, how? Like,
I mean, for the show, it's perspective, for the experiment, what they did, I think it's an idea for them to try something new, because you can't see what.
Yeah, definitely. The show
behind
itself is and we just got done catching up to where the show is at right now before the weddings. But the show itself is an amazing idea. Like, you get to talk to this person without seeing their face. And I love that idea because too many distractions out there these days. It's like people just see body and, all the things and the race and all those factors where it's like they probably would never date outside of their race in the real world. So the idea is good.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my idea on the
So you don't think
settling is just feeling like there's not better out there. And they always say a lot of fish in the sea, and that is
True.
why. Like
there is a lot of
there's
fish
something
in the sea.
else out there. You just sometimes have to be patient.
You just have to find the right dolphin, I
Or
guess.
stop. What the dolphin gonna do?
I mean, the dolphins are, they're peace, calm, relax.
Yeah, you're my piece. Because I ain't got time.
I'm a shark. What you talking about?
You ain't no shark.
Wow.
You the, what's the word? Is it German Shepherd?
Don't put me in that category. Please don't.
No, you're the golden retriever of the sea. Whatever fish is the golden retriever of the water.
Wow.
That's what you are.
So I'm going to have a follow-up question. So if it's, because I thought it was security, but if it was security, what is it from the partner that makes them feel that way? Like, what do you think?
I don't think it's security because to me, a lot of times these females or us, let me just put myself in there outside of being married to Mike. I think I see a lot of females who they're the ones with their stuff together. They have the better job, the better career, the better. So it's like, what are you settling for?
I think what
you're already the one paying all the bills,
like
or
Nikki D and
that girl, yeah,
freaking Steven. I hate him. I can't believe. Oh yeah, I went to a sleep study. What? Did you not know that they make rings now that you can take home
that was
and go to sleep in the house? I call BS. Man,
if you guys can't tell by now, a lot of these questions came from him watching the show.
True. But it's common things. It's like
it is.
If you was to watch the show, like you would question. You would have questions.
That's what.
So that's what I want to bring out. Like just have a conversation. And I think the good will be in another episode, but this is great because we can communicate. This is part of the communication skills. We actually get to talk to each other, get to learn with each other about each other.
Been talking a lot.
So, but yeah, I think security is a big factor because of the fact that they know what they're getting themselves into already. They've dealt with that before, so they're like, okay, well, this is a norm. I know what I'm dealing with, so I'm just gonna go with it. Because look what happened with Nikki D and Hannah. Hannah treated him like crap. And I get it. Don't get me wrong.
It's just her bluntness, and then it comes off. Is that narcissism?
Yeah, like too aggressive, too like straight. Like there's like if you understand where you say you can't read his mind, you don't understand him. But I call that BS because
I think it's trying to change.
If you don't understand the guy, clearly you won't be talking crap about him. You would just be like, I'm curious. Let me pick his brain instead of trying to read him. Why are you reading them? And just some of the things that she was sitting there talking about.
Her conversation was very passive aggressive. Mm-hmm. That's usually what they call it, like passive aggressive. It's like, so I know more than you, right? You agree? Yeah, I know more than you, right? It's like already saying like, the way she says things is like, because I'm more smarter than you with this, right? And it's like, well, you're literally calling him dumb at this point.
That's another thing.
Passive aggressive. She was, passive aggressive. I felt like she already knew from like their first couple interactions outside of the pods that he was immature and had a lot to learn. Like from day one, she was mentioning the fact that he came asking him if he can mount a TV and
she's just trying to see if he's a handyman. That's what it is.
Trying to see what all he knew how to do because he grew up with his like moms and stuff, his parents.
But exactly, like she knew he was living with his mom and his dad, so that gives you an idea of who this person is now. It's like, okay, he's living with his mom and his dad.
There goes the settling again. She was gonna settle. Thankfully, she finally snapped out of it, kind of. Mm-hmm. But she was gonna settle, even though she already knew that she was more mature than him, had more money than him, or more financial education than him. It's settling, and it's thinking also that you can change the person. You can turn him from a boy to a man. Mm-hmm. That's not my job to turn you forward. We can grow together, but it's not my job to like change you completely, if that makes sense. Like you gotta want it.
Yep.
as the we're individual person in the relationship, but then we coming together. So you have to want that thing. And I just felt like she was settling, and she felt like she could change him quickly.
Yeah, that's a wrong idea.
Quickly, she thought
Yeah.
she could just grow him
So,
up before the wedding.
but yeah, so realistically, I think that question would have been more towards Nikki D, because like I felt like he chose Hannah because he felt like, okay, well, I got
Need
somebody
someone
who
who can
can
push him.
actually push me.
Which is good to have someone who push you, or someone who already kind of know what path we might need to take.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you have to kind of come along for the ride. Like I can't drag you there.
Yep. Yeah, you can't sit there and let that
Because
happen.
I feel like
that.
even our relationship was kind of like that. Like we were both mature, but I had a more clear vision of like where we should start, or we should start heading. Like I didn't really have a clue in some way because I've never been on my own completely, but I had an idea. Like, okay, babe, we need to, if we want to have an apartment in 6 months, this is what we're gonna probably have to do. Like,
Yep. Yeah, well, she
if that
was
makes sense.
definitely like the planner. I was more of
I don't
like
want to say I was more mature because
I was the
never
doer.
childish.
Yeah, I felt like I was the doer.
Yeah.
Like if
You
she
came
made the
on
plans,
board.
I was following. Not saying necessarily
Yeah.
that she was the leader of the relationship, but it's the same thing. Like
I
if
really
you was to
didn't
plan
have to,
outside of like a
keep
vacation
repeating.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
You know, and I think that's where that girl, it was like constantly have to say the same thing, and I get annoyed with that too.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to keep saying the same thing 50 times.
Yeah.
But I felt like when in those early days when we're like, okay, here's what we think we want to do with our life, and here's how we're gonna move forward. And Mike was just like, okay, like what do we need, and I'll go out and look for the thing, and then we'll make a plan towards it. Like,
and if I didn't know, I had YouTube University to help me.
There you go, and friends and
I think
family,
that's something that Nikki D could have actually told her. It's like, look, I don't know how to do it. I can figure it out,
Yeah.
and there's a way to actually, which he did one time. He said, if I don't know how to do it, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we had to put
which
up
is,
stuff.
Yeah, which is cool, but it's like she didn't want that. It's like
She didn't give the opportunity,
Yeah,
give him
I
the
felt like-
chance.
yeah, I felt like she just wanted
He
him
probably
to
could have
already
grown
know
up, but she didn't
Yeah.
give him the chance. It was like talking down to him every single chance.
Yeah.
Like, give him. I never asked Mike, "Do you know how to put up a TV?" I need to make sure you can put up a TV. Do you know how to like?
I mean,
He
putting up a
figured- we
TV should
figured it out.
have
There
been
were-
something simple to
Yeah,
do.
there were things we had to do that it took us time to figure it out. But I never talked down on him like, you're not a man because you don't know how to do this thing.
No.
Like, it was never that.
Never.
Ugh.
It was never that.
Never that.
Never that.
What else?
So yeah, so those were my key things to ask about for the beginning of the episode. Now the second question I want to ask is, why are most men so possessive? Like what is it in their brain psychology that makes them feel like they need to do what they do with females? Like what is the point of it?
Where you got this question from? Like who was standing out to you in that question?
I think
Because I have to kind of picture what you're talking about.
Tim, the black dude that just broke up with homegirl.
Tim, yeah, that they call
I think
Drake.
that's his- Yeah. Him.
Yeah,
It's
even
like
the way they ended last.
like I get it. You need space. Me and Shamoya,
we love our space.
we love our space. But there's always a time when she needs that affection. She needs that attention. And there is some time of the seasons that sometimes I just, I keep to myself a little too much.
Yeah, he did that recently.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Over the summer.
Yeah, it was for the video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to take his head off.
Yeah. Yeah, she was.
But people have always like admired our relationship when it comes to that, because they're like, how are you guys so chill when it comes to like Mike is not worried where you're at. Mike is not like, if I go to Vegas, Mike is not gonna look at it like, okay, your nail appointment is at 11, and he's not gonna call me by 1 o'clock and be like, where you at?
Well, I already
2
know
o'clock.
those nails
Where
takes
you
5
at?
hours.
3 o'clock, where you at? Like, he's never been that person. Now if you get to like 7,
Yeah,
he'll
I'll start
probably
worrying.
be like,
because she's usually not late to come
I
home.
try
I'm
not
not
to
saying
come when
late.
it's dark.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. Not late. Like she doesn't have a curfew, guys. Come on. Come on, girls.
I don't like to drive when it's dark, so I'm
Yeah,
trying to get
so-
back home before it's dark.
Yeah, that's
and
why
I know there was
that's why I
one
be
time
worrying.
Which is funny. This is funny because he didn't call to check on me. He called for the food. He called to see where the food was at. He called me. It was like getting dark.
You see how much trust I have with her?
What
That
was
I don't
it?
really worry
Was
too
it
much. It was
Cane's I
more
had
about
picked
food.
up
I
for
think it was
you?
Cane's.
Something. And he called me as I'm in town trying to make my way home. And he's like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "Why? Everything all right?" The food. He said something about the food, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
where the food at?
"This man called me for the food. He didn't even call to check on me.
Hell no. Where the food at?
Where the food?
I don't care if you're on the side of the ditch. Where the food
Where
at?
the food at? The food okay?
The
Did
food
it fall out
okay?
the car? Like,
Are the fries intact?
but
So,
yeah, he's never been that person to be like, "Where you at? Da da da." You didn't text me, or let's say you text. The only time he will call me, like if you text me and I don't respond, is at the grocery store.
Yeah, at the grocery store because I need an
long.
answer quick. Like I need an answer right away. She's not
You need
answering.
milk? No response.
I just call her
He
right away.
just called right away.
Hell no, not even a minute. I don't
That
give her a
is
minute.
literally the only time you will call me to be like, "You didn't reply to my." Well, once you call, I know you text first.
So for a possessive
So
men, you don't think it might be power,
insecurities, power.
control, respect?
It's a
And
combination of it because
And
they
if
could,
it is, like, from who? Like, what are they trying to achieve?
it could be different factors. Like maybe the way they're raised. For example, some men feel like that's their job, or the female should be a certain way. So that comes off that way. It could be insecurities from past relationship that make them feel like they have to check in and know where you're at, what you're doing because they've been hurt before or they've done the hurt.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time when men are jealous or women are jealous is because of a past relationship,
Yeah.
or because they've done something. So it could be that the way they were raised, the way they grew up, what they saw around them, or just their insecurities and controlling, obviously. And if it's controlling, it's a red flag. Like, if we're going to start off now when we're dating and you're like X, Y, and Z, it ain't going to get better.
Nope.
It's probably going to get worse.
And I think that's the number one like thing that you need to worry about. Like at the beginning of the relationship, obviously you want to ask all these questions, whether it's in the first date,
and you'll
second
see
date, or
that's the
third date.
biggest thing.
Like,
People ignore red
those
flags.
are the exact questions you need to ask. Like, hey, I want you to be truthful with me because I'm gonna be truthful with you.
And that's the thing. And a lot of times people are not being
I hate
truthful.
liars. I'm not saying that because you forgot to tell me something, that doesn't mean that you're a liar. Because look at what happened with Tyler and Homegirl. It's like, it's not that he lied to you. It's just
He didn't want to tell her the full truth, and it ended up being way worse than it had to be. I think either one, because he got a message from his ex, he responded. Either one, tell her.
Tyler is the
You're talking about the one with the donator. We get it, the people mixed up.
Yeah, Tyler's the donator.
That's a big deal, though. I feel like
I get it, but if it was something like, some people would think that certain things,
they're
it's not that they're scared. It's just certain things they don't really think that is important. Because it was the same thing with Ramses. Like what he was saying is like priorities, things that needs to be put out before.
Love to prioritize.
Yeah, and yeah, sure, our lists are wrong, but at the same time, that's what it is. And so I think with Tyler, his thing was like at the bottom of the list.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm trying to
I want to know who you are, what you are about, and then I could explain to you things that are secrets, like deepest things. Like maybe he didn't want to share.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like, and I get it, but there was, like she said, there was a point when they had conversation about kids and that part. It should have came up right there.
True.
That was an opportunity.
I think he could have just like kind of eased his way into like, look,
during
I have gay friends.
Yeah,
they wanted to have kids.
I feel like if he had said
they
it
couldn't
early
produce
on,
it. Whatever.
She would have see it as a hero thing.
Yeah.
Like, guess that thing I did. Guess what I did for this family member or this friend.
Yep.
Like, it's nothing to be embarrassed about. Like, he could have brought it up and she would have been like, oh my God. But the fact that they went through the whole thing, he proposed, they talked about kids, they had sex, they did all this stuff, and it never came up. It's like,
his sperms made 3 kids.
She could have been like, you got some strong suits.
Yeah.
It could have been such a good thing. But because he omitted it time and time again, where there were opportunities where it should have came up, that's what pissed her off.
I get it. All right. So, why most men have a hard time reading between the line when they
I
are
should ask you
being
that.
rejected. You are not. We're not about to talk about that topic
No,
because
I'm
it
just
ain't
saying,
at
reading
that time
between the
yet.
lines.
Yeah.
I should be asking you. You said, why men? Why do you think men?
Um, I think they can. I think they understand what they're seeing between the lines, but it's like they ignore it because they don't believe that it's like true. I guess. I mean, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think sometimes they feel like maybe the girl is not sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna use an example of like sex. Like if they're making advances and the girl is saying no, no, they feel like you're not serious. Like you want this, and it's like no. I'm saying so they don't take the negative answer. They just feel like you can either be swayed or that's the way I'm thinking of it. I don't know if I'm thinking of it the right way, but I think sometimes they don't take their partner serious.
I also think that maybe the rejection sometimes can actually turn
Ego.
them on.
Yeah,
Ego,
that's a good point.
you know, and that's
Good point.
that's very very weird.
Yeah, some people are
You need to go
drawn
and
to the
check
negative.
yourself. Like that's like
That's crazy though.
I haven't been on Instagram for so long, and I saw I forgot his name now. Chicken something.
I think I know what you're talking
But
about.
he's
You know
has a
they
sponsor
finally
with
got
Nova Man. Yeah, so they got
married
married.
now.
And I saw one video that he put up where he's got a toxic suit on.
A toxic
Yeah, like a toxic suit,
hazmat.
like hazmat guy.
Oh,
So he's like, I gotta put it on. She's like, what the are you doing with this thing on? I'm trying to protect myself from the toxicity. And he was talking about her. And I was like,
oh.
wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought they were married already.
No, I think they just recently got married, which is cool, man. I'm happy for them.
Yeah,
It's great.
it's been years.
It's great, yeah. Okay. So when a woman has a clear good guy in front of them, why do they reject them?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Why is it that females
Question.
always reject the good guys?
They don't feel like they deserve it.
Why?
That's one of the top things I read about it in my books.
Why?
It's that feeling like they don't deserve that happiness. They don't deserve that good guy. There's no way that good guy finds them attractive. There's no way that good guy loves them. Like, I don't know.
it just don't. I don't
some
get
of
it.
them are just drawn to the bad guy. Again, back to the type. They have a type, and no matter how good, some females find good guys unattractive. It's crazy to think that because he's this type of way and that type of way, like who does that type of like
It's like
he opens my door. Why does he do that all the time? Like, or he makes me breakfast in bed. Who does that? Like, they find those stuff as a negative thing when it's literally just that's how you should be treated. That's what you should be expected. That's what the norm should be. And they're not used to the norm. So when it happens from a good guy, it's like a bad thing.
I think a lot of it has to do with like how they
Past
live their life as well, like
yeah.
the past relationship.
Yeah, because I remember a real life couple that I know, and it was the same thing when they started. It was like, he's too nice, and I was like, huh? What do you mean he's too nice? Like, and this was coming from a person who knew them saying that he was too nice. Like, he's too sweet, he's too quiet, he's too this, and it's like that's what you want. That's a good guy. I shouldn't be arguing all the time and stressed all the time. There should be more good times and bad times. That's the main thing. But yeah, I think did I touch on the points?
Yeah, you did.
I can go on and all that.
So yeah, I think we would like to actually have people come on our show. We definitely would love to have some couples, or maybe even single ladies or single men who want to come on our show.
And I would say, if you're a female, I know I'm saying this late because I just started reading, but I love that, and that's why I'm stuck in the books that I'm currently reading, mostly Black romances, because they're getting the happy. We ain't going on that road.
Say that again.
Anyways, but Especially as black
Who's Roman?
women. Huh?
That's what I want to know. Who Roman is? Roman sis.
Romance. Anyways, I love the books that I'm reading because they get the happy ending. Like they get to be treated the way they're supposed to be treated, if that makes sense. So reading the books, you get to see how they go through these emotions of, I don't deserve this. How am I getting this? They're coming out of abusive relationships. They're coming out of, all type of craziness. And then they meet a guy who's just like telling her like, I am here for you. I am on your team. Like no matter what, just know. Even the one I just got done reading was the same way. It was like, I'm always gonna be team. I think her name was like Zariah, and he's like, I am team Zariah. Like, talk to me, tell me, let's communicate, let's talk about it. I'm like, this is what it's supposed to be like. So when you read those books, if you're someone who's struggling with those things, then you can be like, this is how I want to be treated. This is the standard. Like, even though this is fantasy, some guy in real life should be. It don't matter how much money you got, you should be able to do these basic things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think that's just like, that should be the norm.
Yeah, it should be the norm.
Like,
and I'm like,
basic.
really, this is why we got so many boyfriends. Because we're like, yes, this is how you're supposed to be.
You got what?
Book boyfriends. Multiple.
You better break up with that
Multiple.
boyfriend. Shoot. I don't know what she's talking about.
Man, I got like 6 boyfriends right now.
No.
Book boyfriends.
The only one I allowed you to have was Steph Curry. You ain't getting no more.
And he's real.
Shoot.
Chemistry ain't real. He's in the book.
Shoot.
But yeah, that should be the norm. Those little things should be the norm.
One last question.
Okay.
How can somebody deal with emotional burnout?
I think you have to find new things to do. You have to switch up the routine.
Together or separate?
Both.
So each person has to find a hobby to do.
You have to, like me, reading my books.
Yeah.
Ain't it bringing something back?
Look.
No comment? You plead the fifth?
Yeah, I plead the fifth on this one.
We'll talk more about that in another episode. But remembering that in a relationship, you're still 2 individual persons. First of all, first and foremost, you are 2 separate people coming together to do life together. So you have to work on your individual self. I was telling Mike, I started burning incense.
Yeah.
Never did the Ewok by.
Who the heck is burning incense in this house?
Like, it smells like incense in this house. And I was like, I literally was just, I've seen people do it all the time. Never really thought about it. No big deal. Was in Walmart the other day. Went down the candle aisle. I was like, you know what? I should buy some incense.
Man, you brought me back.
It was like $1.
You brought me back to when I was 14 years old. I was like, man,
literally,
that's what my grandma used to do.
I came home. I did it. I liked the way it smelled. I knew that's not the best one. So I already have an order on the way from Amazon.
Oh my goodness.
A pack of like 80.
You better hope you don't get a rock like I just got today.
You got an Amazon order of a rock.
Man, it was supposed to be a tripod, so I don't have to keep holding this microphone and I get a rock.
You got a rock. Yeah.
What?
But yeah, my reading journey, my reading journal, those are all new things that I'm doing to like a new hobby. Okay. And I'm enjoying it. And then when you do that, then you have to come together and find new things to do. You have to have a conversation, be like, look, we need a little refresh. And I think a lot of time people don't have that conversation of like, I tell Mike all the time, I need to go on more dates. We need more dates. We need to do more activities and stuff because I'm tired of just coming home. That's it. So I think
with my schedule, it's just like
it's been
I would
hard
love to do
Saturdays
it on the weekdays as well. It's like
day.
Weekends, Saturdays, we can only stay out for so many hours.
Yeah, because I have to work the
work
next day. So yeah, you have to find new things and you have to have that conversation. And a lot of time people are not open to trying new things or doing new things, and that's where problems start. So I am not always, but I am open to trying new hobbies. Like we were just watching the show and them going on those little dates, and I'm like, why can't we have places like that?
Yeah,
just to go jump around, do something fun. Like they went to that letter thing, and I'm like, I don't care. Like I would do something like that just to get out and do it, and then go eat some food and come back home. Like switch it up, have fun, play games. But yeah, that's what I
Okay.
think for emotional. What was the word?
Emotional burnout.
Burnout. You have to make the effort to try something different.
Yeah.
Even us doing the podcast,
Yeah.
we've been
Yes.
wanting to do it, but it's a way for us to also spend that time
Yep.
and talk.
Yep.
Because we don't talk a lot.
Hey, we do talk.
We do talk.
We
I
do
just mean
talk.
that life and
Yeah, I think
days.
just kind of like not reiterating, but like kind of like coming back to our things to try to figure out exactly ourselves once again to try to help out with other people.
We're
as
growing
well.
and we're changing. We're getting older. We're
Yeah.
discovering all type of different things. So
Yep.
you can't just stay in the same. You're not going to be able to do the same thing you used to do 10 years ago
No.
as a date. You know what I mean?
No.
Because if you had told me
Knees
10
start
years ago
clicking.
I was reading or something, I don't know what era I'm in right now.
Man, you better not tell me you're on a midlife crisis.
Right? I'm telling you. 34. This is 34. I'm going to be 35.
Hell
This
no.
is it.
Oh,
This
boy.
is me doing my reading journal. I say, look, babe, look what I created.
I look at nothing but
He's
mess.
like, what am I looking at? Look at how pretty it is. Literally, we had this conversation 2 days ago. It's like, look at the colors.
Man, I saw nothing but orange and pictures
like,
and
what am I
stickers, and
looking
I'm
at?
like, what am I looking at, man?
Just
What
be
is
like,
this?
babe, that's a work of art. Good job.
I don't even know how to critique it though.
There's no critique.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, how can I tell you it's good?
It looks good.
Why don't you know what I'm looking at?
Yes.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm lost.
Oh my god.
That's the whole. What
We
is
did
it?
good with these questions though.
Yeah,
That was a pretty good
yeah.
sesh.
Next week we're gonna be talking about the good. And
So this was the bad.
Yeah, this was the bad.
We're not like putting anybody down. Okay?
No. There's
a growing
no
process.
Yeah,
No
there's
judgments.
no judgment here, man. Don't ever feel like if you're gonna be
imagine.
judged on the comment. Don't worry.
Yeah.
If there's a bad comment about somebody going towards you, like I will delete that comment for y'all. Don't
Yeah.
even sweat it. I got y'all back. But overall, like this is a safe place to talk.
Oh yeah,
you know.
definitely.
We would like to hear some insights about you guys down below in the comments. Let us know exactly what you guys may be dealing with. Maybe we can touch on it next week at the beginning of the episode before
Any
we start.
questions, any ideas, we'll save it for
Yeah,
some
and
point.
then obviously you already know next week we'll be talking about the good. So if you have questions that you want to put in, maybe you have a question about your relationship or a past relationship, maybe you want to talk about it, or something that you saw that you want to talk about it and you want us to talk about it, whatever. Just get down below on comment section, let us know. But we are looking to see if we can add a couple couples. Yeah, a couple couples on the show. I think the only way we can possibly do this is through like Discord or maybe even Zoom. But I would prefer Discord.
Take questions.
Yeah, so we can actually just kind of like
talk.
conversate. Let's just have a sit down chit chat. You know what I mean? Like I wanna know more about you guys.
I want to know how it is dating in 2024.
Yeah,
Let me know.
yeah. Let us know.
I can't even imagine.
I tell people this all the time. Like I would not be able to restart. I can't. I will deal with whatever I'm dealing with, just not to restart. Like I just cannot. And for me, it's like I'm a mess. I'm definitely.
I was
a
reading
mess.
a book and the girl was like something about the dating pool, and she's like, nobody told me the dating pool was a lazy river. I was
Just chilling.
cracking up.
Just chilling. That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, that was.
But yeah, just let us know. Just let us know down below. Again, we have a Spotify channel. We will be linking it down in the description, so you guys can go ahead and follow us.
Yeah,
We're trying to open up Apple to see if they'll let us in. And actually start putting podcasts in there, so some of you Apple users can actually use it. I have Apple, by the way, but
Team
still,
Apple.
yeah, still, we'd like to just kind of
Be
it out
available
there.
everywhere
Yep.
for everybody.
Yep, I agree.
Some of you
Especially if
thrive.
you can't watch our videos, and some people don't like to pay for the YouTube Premium, so we get it. You know, maybe you have a Spotify account, or maybe you have an Apple account. You just want to listen to us while you're driving, while you're, studying, or while you're at work, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, just sit down, and if you ever feel like you need to have a crack a laugh because you had a bad day, come on our show.
Made you laugh.
Yeah, we always try to do that every time.
Organically.
Nothing scripted. The only thing that's scripted is probably the questions. That's it.
Yeah.
But that's only because
just the idea, because I didn't even read them.
I believe
I didn't prep for them.
I can't even send this girl a simple page for her to just read them, just have an idea. You see, unscripted.
There you go.
So again, welcome to Mike and Sham Unscripted. We love you guys. We love all of you. We love everybody who's listening, everybody who's watching. I hope you all have I can't deal with this girl. I can't deal with her.
See you guys next week.
See y'all next week.
Oh my God.
I can't deal with this girl.
What's the name of the topic today?
I sent you this information. Why are you asking me? You should already have this. How's she gonna forget? Huh? Tell me. Anyways. So like I was saying, we have not come up with a slogan yet, but we have actually came up with a name. So if you have not been following us on YouTube, you can go over and subscribe to us and follow us on YouTube. You can find us under Mike and Sham. I got to check to see exactly.
I think we can probably add it to the description. Can we?
I'm pretty sure we can.
Because we put the info on the episode. I'll definitely put it down in the
description. Yeah. I'll put it down in the description so you guys can go ahead and follow us all along. Today's episode is going to be about...
How we just dive and not did any intro? It's throwing me off.
Always messing up.
I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, you're right. Hey, we're all learning here, okay?
I know last time we were like, we're back. Well, this week, what do we say?
No, we're not going to say we're back or hello, guys, or none of that. I think the more appropriate thing for us to probably say is good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. Wherever you guys are getting our videos or listening to our podcast. Our name is Mike and Sham, and welcome to Mike and Sham Unscripted.
All right, let's try that again.
Right. You like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But we know we're putting it up in the afternoon, so
yeah.
Good evening or afternoon?
We can start from the morning.
No, we're not posting it in the morning.
It doesn't matter. You just say good morning, good evening. No, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. You ready?
Yeah.
So I can start with one, you start the other, and I'll do the other, and then you do the other. All right? Just kind of bounce back and forth.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Okay.
All right. So good morning.
Good evening.
What happened to the afternoon? You see, this is why we can't do anything good. So uncoordinated. So uncoordinated.
Oh, Lord.
All right. Again. Good afternoon. And I messed that up.
I thought we were starting over.
I missed the whole morning.
Afternoon.
I missed the whole morning.
Talk about me.
All right. Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. It's good day.
What's wrong with good night?
Who you saying good night to? Me?
The people.
That's like a goodbye answer. What are you talking about?
This is off to a fantastic start.
Oh, of course. It wouldn't be our podcast if it wouldn't be, right?
Oh,
it's
Lord.
Gotta have some laughter. It's gotta have some enjoyable times and all of that.
That's what we get for being unscripted.
True. That's right.
Oh,
You got it. So again.